You're watching Screen Junkies News from San Diego Comic-Con. Brought to you by the new Samsung Chromebook Plus, the first Chromebook made for Google Play.
Hope you got your poop pants on.
What?
Your pooping pants. Oh, we're delayed there because we're live. You know, your pooping pants, dude.
This is way more drawn out than you remember.
Because you're about to poop them pants.
Yeah, that did not go as
that
expected.
didn't go well.
No.
Welcome to a breaking news. The trailer to the Walking Dead trailer aired, and we can't say what he actually says because he says the S word.
It does.
But we want to say the
Negan.
poop word. Look, I did that.
I'm starting to think that Negan's not a very good guy.
No, he is not a good guy. He's really a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
They're really. But here's where my problem is because we're breaking down the trailer. We didn't want to curse and show it. You can watch the links in the description below.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. We do a show called Knockin' Dead. I'm not always a fan of the show every week. This trailer did not grab me. Negan is no longer scary to me. That scene with him talking about pooping in his pants just didn't. It made me laugh. It's like,
Well, we already been to we've been to Pee Pants City, so I guess
Poopy Pants.
Poop Pants City is the next on the train.
So much going to the bathroom in one's pants.
It is. He's got something going on.
And he's a scary character. I get it, but I don't know. So anyway, this trailer dropped today, and it was a very strange trailer. It was very slow.
Which was interesting to me, particularly when you're imagining that, you know, this was made for and debuted in Hall H. So you've got a big crowd watching it. And yeah, it starts off very, very slow, much like some episodes of the television
Cue
show.
my favorite clip, JT. Do you have my favorite clip? Here it is. This is my favorite part of the trailer. JT, we're live. There it is. Now, this part right
This
here
black screen?
is really exciting, and they cut to it a lot.
The black screen?
Yes.
That's your favorite part of the trailer?
No, but for real, I'm being a little mean just because, look, this is supposed to be all-out war, and this trailer is like 5.5 minutes. And can we actually play a clip of it? Play that one where the music finally kicks in after, I don't know, 2 minutes of just slowness. Just felt like they're like, all right, grab some dailies. What's available?
Drumsticks.
Let's just put them together in a spot. But let's hear the drums. So
There we
this
go.
is it. And it's going. Blue Man Group by The Score.
Oh, yeah. This goes on for a very long time.
This goes on for, and like, I'm sorry, it's all out war. I thought we were gonna see war, and then finally
that's
it
what they're
kicks in
building
and
up to, all
they
out
give
war,
us a Dropkick Murphy song at the
Esque.
end.
I don't know if it is the Dropkick. I labeled it as Dropkick Murphys-esque. I don't know if it is the
sure.
Dropkick Murphys.
But then it finally kicks in at the very end and gets there. There it is.
We need to correct you on that point.
But even in this war portion, I'm just like,
need to keep our faith in
if
each
you
other.
told me this was these were clips from season 6,
6,
I would be like,
7,
okay.
yeah.
The world is ours.
And I've seen
Oh,
the
someone's
show
making a
every
speech.
episode. I have watched it all. But anyway, I'm curious. We're live. Tell us in the comments your thoughts on this. I wasn't a big fan.
Yeah.
There's a big reveal though at the end, and this was said at the
That's what
Comic-Con
people are
panel.
talking about. It's,
Everyone's talking about this. That's why we're talking about. Kirkman did the Walking Dead panel live at San Diego, and he expressed. Well, first he expressed how he was instantly in love with the genre thanks to George Romero, and that's a
Obviously,
good tribute.
yeah,
Obviously, I'm glad they did call him out. That's worth it. And they don't all the quotes I wanted aren't in here, but
No.
oh, there it is. Rick will not make it to the end of Walking Dead, is what Robert Kirkman
Now,
said.
did he mean the comic or the show?
I think
That's
both,
the
because he
question.
also announced that the comic will be ending. He has an
Imminently,
end in
yes.
sight imminently, and Robert Kirkman is finally ending the comic. So this is big news for the show. And I'll say, here's what I will say, and I don't want to get your thoughts, Dan, because I'm kind of excited to hear it, but then I pause because I'm like, this is a trick. They know people are getting a little annoyed with the show. It's a little slow, and I feel like this is what you do. Rick might die. The show has an ending point. Come on back.
Right.
It's to me a tactic that's smart, and if it's true, it would help a lot. But what's your take?
Well, yeah, because I'm just now catching up, getting caught up on the comics. I'm actually about in the comics where the show is now, this all-out war part with Negan and etc. So I think that Kirkman, you know, he stayed involved with the show, and I think he knows that as long as he keeps writing the comics and as long as the viewers stay up, I think that he knows that they're going to keep doing the show.
Yeah.
So I think part of it is like, well, if I end the comics, then now the show, because that's always been the question is, what is the end of The Walking Dead? What is the end of this show? And I think last season, even though the viewership is still up, they had some ratings dips. I think they saw some pushback of people like, and I'm going to be quite frank, myself going like, I'm really losing the ball on the show. It seems like it's kind of being a cycle. Where is this going? And so to me, this reads as Robert Kirkman saying, like, there is a plan for anybody that's out there saying, like, an AMC hasn't helped things by going, like, we want to make The Walking Dead forever. Well, I think a lot of people are like, well, I don't know if I want to watch it forever.
Right.
So this, I think, is a step toward, okay, let's see, maybe we are building towards something.
Well, let's talk about that ending and possible. Well, it is a comic spoiler. If you haven't read the comics, be prepared. I'm about to spoil a point that I'm actually looking forward to in the show.
Yeah.
But in the comics, in order to keep things interesting, they do this big time jump where Rick is older, and so this could be that. This could be the time jump where we do. And if that, and I would applaud if they go that far. I figured they would not end up actually going that far. But what's interesting about the show is after all that war. Not to spoil how that goes, but a lot of these characters move on in certain ways, and we fast forward to a place where we then see these characters in a new time.
Well, the thing that I thought about, because I watched that, and I mean, it's fairly, and a lot of people still like, oh, are they saying that it was all a dream? But I think a lot of people would kind of guess, like, oh, wow, they're going forward because Rick is grayer, like they're going forward. And I thought it was interesting to me, like, why would they spoil that? And I wonder if they're taking a page out of the Lost playbook, because that show, I think when a lot of people started jumping off board, they did that future part where, okay, now part of the show's in the future and part of the show's in the present, and you have to reconcile how did these characters get there from here? What happened to so-and-so? Are they dead? Are they gone? Like, I wonder if The Walking Dead is going to introduce that to this show where, like, we are seeing a future Rick and we're seeing things 5 years down the line at the same time as we're seeing all-out war, and part of the drama of the season is where's Daryl? What happened to Carol? People stop talking about Morgan. Did he die? And that's a way to spice up the storytelling on the show if that's what they're looking to do. So
right,
I'll be curious to see.
And that's my problem with this trailer. I didn't get that energy, and so I mean, the people are, oh, come on, they're not going to make a 5-minute trailer all action. I didn't want action. I'm not saying I want action. I just want a little bit of hint of where are we going with the story. It just felt like they grabbed shots.
Yeah.
They were just slowly cutting through shots, and then let's speed it up and show more shots. And then there wasn't really anything. There was a couple explosions, and Carol shooting something finally was a moment that was good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't get a sense of all-out war that I'm like, yeah, finally, like they're going at it. Here we go. Like they could have given us a little bit more, or I would have taken shorter just to give me a little bit more substance of what's going to happen.
I think we've just seen armed conflict between two groups a few times.
Exactly.
And even with Negan, we've seen, they fought them a few different times. So I think it's, I think
Terminus.
the big thing for me is like, what is Terminus was a huge battle, and then they blew up part of Alexandria. And then, so I think a lot of it is like, what's different about this season? I think they put that time jump thing at the end there to kind of be like, oh, this is the thing. But everything else I saw in this trailer, for me, it looked kind of like business as usual for the show. And I think that could be, people love your show till they don't. And it can happen very quickly.
Yeah, well, look, and there's a lot of fans in here saying, I'm a true fan. You guys are being mean. This is great. Please, of course people are going to like the show and they're going to watch the show. But I think the show has a point now where they can't just rely on the hardcore fans. They're starting to trickle out and lose some of the other casual viewers who are like, I'm kind of not into this. A show to succeed forever needs to be able to bring everyone still coming back.
Yeah.
If they start leaving, you're not going to get as good of a show. So
I think it's still an incredibly well acted show.
Yes.
I think the directing and the makeup and the effects and stuff are still incredible, especially on a television budget. My only issue with the show has been storytelling and this idea of we're locked in the cycle of, he goes in, and then the thing, and Negan is threatening, and then he goes back, and now they're tricking Negan, and then Negan finds out. But then, and it's like, I just want to know where's the show going, or are we going to get 2 seasons down the road, and Negan's going to be gone, and we're going to hit the reset button again? Because for me as a viewer, I'm like, oh, okay, it's like, take me somewhere.
Right, I agree. And look, commenters are like, come on, it's a teaser, leave it alone. It's like, come on, teasers can be great. Teasers should get you excited for the show. And I know a lot of you are excited watching this, but this exactly to me screamed of all the problems they still have of what's going on, what's the story. It's just more of them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, to tease me a conflict. You don't have to spoil it. There is a comic. We can read it all. It's like it's super secret, but like tease me something so I know what's going to happen, and just tell me a story in the edit of the trailer. It's like there wasn't any cohesion at all, and it was 5 minutes long, and it was slow, and it's like that's not the feelings I want of overly long, slow going into all out war.
I have, I have sworn off The Walking Dead weekly sometimes, and yet I still watch. So, kudos to those, to the people behind that show because I still watch. So, hey, they win.
It's still
I'm
popular.
Still watching.
Still popular for now, but I'm sure it will be for this because this is a good thread. And if they go to the future like the comics do, it is a perfect reset, sort of like, all right, we can try something new here. So that's where we're at. That's what happened. I'm not the biggest fan, but I haven't been a fan of a lot of the show, and I still watch it, as we all will. But that's what we're here sometimes to complain about.
I'm at a point with Walking Dead where it's just like, I'm just going to watch it week to week, and we'll see what they got for me.
What do you think? Tell us in the comments below. What else are you excited here at the con? Game of Thrones coming up, Stranger Things, so much fun stuff in TV. We'll be covering it for you. Stay tuned here on Screen Junkies News live at San Diego Comic-Con.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, the new Samsung Chromebook Plus, for sponsoring today's episode.